Hi, my name is Amy Wheeler, and I'm the founder and director of Optimal State Yoga and Yoga Therapy programs. I've been a professor of kinesiology and psychology for 22 years at California State University. So I'd like to show you some very, very simple postures that we use in yoga therapy. Oftentimes in yoga therapy, the postures are much more simple than they are in a group yoga class, and just show you different variations and how when you change the breath or when you change the mental focus, you actually completely change the posture. So today I'm going to start off with something super simple called Apanasana, which is a posture that is focusing on the apana region, or the lower abdomen region. And I want to show you several different ways you can practice Apanasana for different functions. All right, so let's get started. The first one that I'd like to show you is just to come onto your back. And traditionally, when we did Apanasana, the shin was parallel to the sky. So if the hands are on the knees, instead of letting the heels drop down like this, as soon as you get the shins parallel to the sky, now you have some engagement in the abdomen. And when you exhale the knees to the chest, you're barely touching the kneecaps. You're using your transverse abdominis and using your abdomen muscles to take the knee in. Inhale out. Exhale. Inhale. Just by having my shins parallel to the sky, I'm getting a lot more abdominal work than if I were to let my heels hang down here and do the same posture, which is very passive. Now, there may be a day and a time where you want a very, very passive Apanasana. Maybe you want less vigor in your practice and you want more surrender. So in that instance, you actually might completely soften the abdomen, soften the legs. Again, let your hands ride on your kneecaps. But it's almost like when you exhale, you're melting. You let everything relax. You're letting the knees fall into your chest. Inhale, release. Exhale, melting into the posture, no stress. Very soft, a lot of surrender. Inhale, release. So again, it's a very different experience. It's a different function of the pose. Another thing you might do, and I've been given this a lot in my practices, is a little Uddiyana Bandha, a little contraction of the abdomen. As you exhale the knees into the chest, you actually contract your abdomen, pulling it inward, and then inhale, release. Exhale, contract the abdomen. Inhale, release. I find this works really well for people who have constipation. If they have a nice warm cup of water before the practice and then they do some of this type of gentle contraction work, it helps to get elimination happening, is the nice way to say it. All right, another thing you might want to consider, you could do Ekapada Apanasana. And again, you could do it with the contraction, you could do it with the relaxation, you could do it with the shin parallel. There's many ways to do it. But what I like about this one is it's mainly focused on the right side. So your mind must connect to the right side of your lower abdomen and right side of your waist. Exhale. Inhale. When I bring my mind to the right side of my lower abdomen, it's a very different experience, right? Now, what if I wanted to add a little twist to the posture? If it's my right knee, I could take my left hand over, and just by exhaling the right knee towards the chest, but add a tiny bit of an angle. Can you see how this arm requires that it comes across just a tiny bit as it comes in? It's almost like a little twist for your lower abdomen. Exhale. Inhale. right? And of course we could do the same on the other leg. We could focus the mind on the left side if we were having a problem there. Again. Or we could add a little twist. So the leg isn't coming all the way across the body. The hip is not lifting off the floor. It's almost just like a little scrunch of your lower abdomen when you bring it across like that. Another option that I love for Apanasana, you never knew there were so many, right? Is to place your hands on your knees and inhale, slide the hands down the knees. Exhale, slide the hands up and take the knees in. Inhale, slide the hands down the knees, possibly put the feet on the floor. Exhale, taking the knees in. This is really nice to bring attention and focus to the thighs. It's a nyasam, or a hand placement on the thighs. You might use that for someone who is healing from a knee injury. You might use it for someone who has frozen thighs, like the ones that happen when you have fibromyalgia. If you want to bring attention to the thighs, that might be a nice option. The last one that I'd like to show you is not really Apanasana, but it's something that's very close and functionally in the same family. And this is something that we all love, legs on a chair. And the thing that I really love about legs on a chair and just kind of softening the legs and letting them flop as they wish is that the psoas, that deep internal hip flexor, can almost be created like a slack line. And there's not very many positions that we get our bodies into where the psoas, deep in the apana region, can just completely slack out and go into a total state of relaxation. So a lot of times I like to place my hands on my apana region and work with long, slow exhalations, imagining with my mind that everything in my lower abdomen is softening and surrendering and letting go. All of the organs, the intestines, the ovaries, the uterus, just really letting it soften and be at complete rest. So, who knew that a simple pose like knees to chest could offer so many variations, so many different functions, and there are many more that I haven't even listed today. This is just a small sampling. So I'd love for you to play around in your practice to try to see what you can find, see what's new in that pose, as simple as it is. A lot of times in yoga therapy, we only use about 20 postures, but we have so many variations with different breathing techniques and different ways to do it with different functional significance. You don't need more than 20 postures because you can get the job done with simple postures and lots of variations with the breath and the mind. So I would love to see you in one of our training programs to show you more. And in the meantime, I hope you will use your own practice to experiment with your own body and just feel from the inside out all the different ways you can use simple postures like Apanasana.